Alright, are you guys entertained watching this test match? Wales versus England, Six Nations 2023? Because, I thought, in my honest, humble opinion, the only thing entertaining out of this test match was Owen Farrell missing 4 out of his 6 goal kicks. Okay? You literally could see Owen Farrell losing confidence as the game carries on, as his goal kicking takes a nosedive, right? There was the last couple goal kicks was something that I would do, all right? Was something that I would do on the rugby field, okay? And I play tight head prop, okay? And that was the best part of the game. Owen Farrell failing in front of live TV and 80,000 Welsh, okay? And in front of the Prince of Wales himself. You can see it on his face, right? You know, Owen Farrell, normally when he does a kick, right, he has like a routine, you know, where he traces the line, he goes, and then he does this little thing, he kind of like wobbles a little bit, and then he takes a kick, and he goes straight down, right? He's lost confidence. He stopped doing the trace. You can tell he stopped doing the trace because he's feeling like he's not feeling himself. And then instead of just like kind of do a little bit of wobble to feel the ball, he was literally like wobbling, like he was drunk. He looked like he was drunk, right? And and sure enough, his goal kick reflected. I've never seen something like this. So I don't know what's happening with Owen Farrell. His goal kicking was pretty good last year. His goal kicking is pretty good in the championship. So maybe, okay, I don't know. This is just the theory. He had to do tackling training after he was suspended for a high tackle just before Six Nations started. Maybe by learning how to tackle, he has forgotten how to kick goals because, you know, he's got limited memory. I don't know. Maybe is it like a computer? He had to delete something else to learn how to tackle? Maybe that's why, because I have never seen Owen Farrell this bad, like, ever. Okay? But yeah, let me know. Am I just being crazy? But I think that's what happened, because how else would you explain Owen Farrell's poor kicking? Consistent poor kicking now. It's not just like one game. Consistent poor kicking in this year's Six Nations, okay? Now, let's talk about the actual game. With that aside, okay? The Welsh attack, literally, you could probably just film like 2 minutes of it and then just put it on replay. And that would have been the game, okay? Because the Welsh absolutely had nothing going for the whole game. The only try they were able to score was Reece Zammit scoring an intercept from an English mistake. Guys, just go and strike. You know, should have just, honestly, like, you probably should just not have showed up and, you know, called the strike, right? And it would have made you look, at least you would have won the moral high ground if you'd taken the strike, right? Instead of showing up and playing like this, honestly, the English could have probably beaten the Welsh a bit more if the English had been a bit more polished. There was a lot of mistakes from the English side. I thought the kicking game, again, I don't know what's going on. Dan Biggar, I thought his kicking game was quite good. He was, on the bench, right? He was on the bench, and when he came on, the game was pretty much gone. Not gone, it was close, but it wasn't really able to do anything. I thought the English made a lot of mistakes, a lot of turnovers. The one good thing about the England team, I thought, was the scrummaging. Really put a lot of, got a few penalties out of the Welsh side. Again, I thought the English scrum has been consistently showing a lot of strength, even against Ireland. I haven't played Ireland yet. Even against Scotland and what's the other one? Scotland and Italy. I did feel like there's something really dominant about the England scrum, and it showed again against Welsh today. So I was impressed by the English scrum. Outside of that, it was really scrappy for both teams. Ollie Lawrence is another guy I was very, very impressed in that 12 jersey. Like, he was carrying the ball strong. He was setting up his players. He scored a try. Just a lot of physicality, a lot of dominance, and a lot of just good, just really good rugby out of this guy. And something that England has been missing quite a bit with Owen Farrell at 12 in the past. So this is definitely a big, big improvement for England's side. But, with that being said, the finishes, the Eddie Jones finishes era is truly, truly dead today because 3 of the substitutions for the England team was put on in the last 20 seconds of the test match just to feel out just to give him a tick of a cap. So Henry Arundel, Marcus Smith, surprisingly, and the hooker, the reserve hooker, whatever his name is. Let me see if I got his name written down here somewhere. Jack Walker. They've all been subbed on in the last 20 seconds of the test match just to give themselves, that I think they get a bonus for running onto the field. Just get that pay essentially and give themselves a tick. The game had been won at that point. But yeah, the Eddie Jones finishes era truly over. I really felt, Jack Walker, I know he's a bit of an inexperienced guy. I think he's got 1 or 2 test caps. But I do think that Marcus Smith and Henry Arundel probably should have given a bit more time than 20 seconds. So yeah, definitely Eddie Jones' era is over for that in that matter. And again, overall, I thought this game was super frustrating to watch. In my opinion, just like the kicking game wasn't really that clinical. Well, Wales was like on the receiving end of it a little bit, and then again, when the Welsh did get the opportunity, and the England did give the Welsh plenty of opportunities to like attack inside their own half, and the Welsh just did the same thing again and again and again. The predictable one-off pass attack, and unlike the Irish attack, which was fast, crisp, clinical, and had a lot of dynamic, changes in direction, the Welsh was slow. Every breakdown, it's like you can see it from like a mile away. Okay, it's gonna go to Alan Wynne-Jones. Okay, it's gonna go to another slow forward. I don't know who else is slow. One of the other props. I don't even know. All right, like it's just one slow ball to another slow ball to another slow ball to another slow ball. And nothing was really being created for the wingers. Nothing was, there was a lack of basically a plan almost like. In fact, I do feel like the strike has some effect on the Welsh because in the previous couple of weeks, the Welsh did have a plan, like a game plan in terms of the kicking game, and even in the attack. There's a game plan how they wanted to shift the ball, the areas they wanted to attack from. Even though it wasn't very polished, there was a lot of drop balls and stuff. It wasn't very, the execution wasn't there to pull it off. But at least you can see there was a plan. This week, it was just, all right, guys, let's just see what happens and run on the English defense and see if we can break through. So, yeah, it is what it is. But I thought it was a little bit lack of creativity for both teams, but probably more towards Welsh. So, yeah, obviously, Bothwick has taken Sir Woodward's masterclass in coaching and decided to put on some of his younger players a 20-second run into the game. So yeah, let's have a look at some of the stats. So 3 tries to 1 for the English. The Welsh, surprisingly, was in the game all the way to about, 10 minutes left. The Wales only 5 points behind due to the poor goal kicking by Owen Farrell. Really not able to, the English really not able to pull away despite giving a lot of these penalties. And then, finally, it took to, within the last 10 minutes before England finally, fully secured the win with Ollie Lawrence into the corner. What is it called? The Welsh, like I said, had plenty of opportunity to pound the English try line and just, it was just frustratingly one-dimensional to watch. So overall run meters for England, 381 to the Welsh 355. So you can tell the run meters is there. Like, it's not like 122 carries, 121. The Welsh had equal opportunities to attack the English line. Just didn't really make anything out of it. England, though, this has had the Welsh opportunities were just like, this is where the Welsh were getting all of the opportunities. England conceded 20 turnovers. Wales only conceded 9. They're just silly stuff like drop balls, not cleaning up at the breakdowns and that sort of stuff. A tackle count, 167 to 177, and 50 missed tackles for either teams. I mean, when you're just running slow forwards into the other team's slow forwards, you wouldn't expect to see too many missed tackles out of that. Kicks in play, 34 to 38. I do think that the English did have better high kicking. The Freddie Stewart was really dominant under the high ball. Halfpenny, I thought, was surprisingly better than I was expecting in the kicking game because he had been out for a while. He does have a longer kick than Liam Williams, even though I do feel like his accuracy is a little bit off. Like sometimes he just punts it down the middle of the field a little bit. Like I said, the goal kicking, Owen Farrell, 2 out of 6. Tackle training. Must be the tackle training. I don't know what else happened. Lineouts, 1 lost lineouts each. 8 overall for Wales, 4 overall for England. Scrums. This is what I was talking about. The English scrum. 3 scrum wins tied heads for the England side. England did lose one of their scrums, but 66% scrum success rate for Wales. That is really, really bad. Like losing one scrum is already pretty bad in the Test rugby level. Losing 3 out of 9 in total is really, really, really bad. So I do think that the English scrum, Sinclair, Ellis Genge especially, and then Dan Cole really took a step forward in the scrummaging. So I thought this was a good performance by the English scrum. Discipline, 9 penalties given away for Wales, 6 for England. Nothing too crazy. No yellow cards, no red cards. Matthew Reynald, the greatest referee ever, was quite constrained in those regards. So yeah, let's go through some of the moments in the game. Like I said, the English kind of started off with a really nice kind of like asserted a bit of dominance early, get an early penalty 9 minutes in. Owen Farrell kicks this one quite easily right in front. Nice and easy. England gets ahead 3 points. There was a lot of immediately you can tell at the beginning of the game, both teams were kind of hesitant in attack. And it was like, okay, no one wants to do anything too crazy. The attack patterns was very basic. But as the game developed, it just stayed the same. Sometimes teams kind of like open up a bit after the initial, 10, 15 minutes of like kind of like constrained, tight gameplay. They just stayed for the entire duration of the match. Maybe I would say that England kind of opened up a bit towards like in the last 10 minutes or so, which led to the Ollie Lawrence try. But yeah, it was a very tight game. Very constrained in both teams' attack patterns. So England gets a try of 9 minutes. A penalty 9 minutes in. Owen Farrell gets that. 18 minutes in the game, England gets their first try, and this was beautiful. Like there was a little heartbreak, and then I think there was a pass to Ollie Lawrence, and it looked like he dropped the ball. He was like juggling the ball like in the air, and he landed and caught the ball awkwardly on the ground. It looked like he would drop it. It also looked like a little bit of a forward pass, but the referee said it was okay. And then the ball gets recycled. England spreads the ball out wide. Anthony Watson on the wing jumps in, dots the ball down. Looked quite good, and and that was a nice try. And England used the width of the field and immediately basically yielded a try. Just really almost not. When they do use, I do think even under Eddie Jones, when England utilized the width of the field, they look good. But England just just almost timid about spreading the ball out wide sometimes. But anyway, Watson goes in for the first try, and then in typical English fashion, after like a hot start, they just slowly like cooled off. Farrell missed, I think, a kick or two at this point, and then just slowly you can see Wales just, despite not able to do anything special, Wales were just able to like hang in there. England just taking the gas off, right? Despite showing a lot of promise after this first try. Wales gets a penalty 21 minutes in. Halfpenny pops it in, like just dead straight center, 3 points in. And then just before halftime or just after halftime? I think it was after halftime. But yeah, the game basically finished with, I think it was what was it? 10 points to 3 at halftime? Or was it 10 points? Was it third? Anyway, second half starts, I'm pretty sure England was again attacking, made a mistake. Reece Zammit gets an intercept. He runs pretty much like 60 meters, goes in for the try. And then Wales gets himself back 10 points, right? And at this point, it was like England's like, okay, time to wake up. Wales is coming back at us. We've taken it too easy for 40 minutes, right? Immediately, England hits back. Lots of good attacking, good like hard running, and eventually Kyle Sinclair barges himself through for England's second try. And it's like, it looks so good, England, for about 5 minutes. And then they've just gone straight back to like very basic, very like tight style of English rugby. So it's just like this. It's just like, it's so frustrating because you can see the English team could play a lot better, and yet they just keep going back to almost the same style as the Welsh, right? Just the same stuff again and again and again and again. And again, England kind of barely get himself in front by 5 points. Owen Farrell misses the conversion. Owen Farrell gets this conversion. He misses the first one. And then the game just kind of like stalled out again. And Owen Farrell, I think, had another couple opportunities to kick penalties, where he missed. Like England was just trying to like hold on to that 5-point lead, right? Despite when they do run the ball, they look much more threatening, but they just like, nah, let's just try to take 3 points when it's on offer, and try to just like eke themselves further ahead, right? And then Owen Farrell wasn't getting the goal kicks, so it was like much closer contest than it's supposed to be, right? And then finally, the game approaching the last 10 minutes, Wales was just like inside the English half, attacking and attacking, and then just like not able to break through. And then England was, again, just really trying to manage the game. A lot of stupid kicking, I thought, as well, especially when the game got, towards the end of the second half. Like there was a lot of kicking, like one time, I think it was during this period, in the last 20 minutes, England had like a 3-on-1 overlap out wide, and the guy just decided to punt the ball straight through. Who was it? I can't remember. Was it Farrell or was it Slade? Just like punt the ball straight through. Yeah, sure. The Welsh has a 5-meter defensive line out, but he could have easily just scored a try if he just passed the ball, right? It was so frustrating to watch. That one point where I literally thank God this is just England I'm watching and not like, the Wallabies or something. Because that I would have lost my head if I saw that. Like 3-on-1, wide space out wide. The guy pumps the ball down for the opposition, into the opposition 5-meter line. Like it was just anyway. So finally, 74 minutes into the game, England was pull themselves back together once again, finding like some nice series to play, and then eventually, just really quick hands. I think it was from really quick hands. Just spread the ball out wide. They made a little heartbreak, and the Welsh defense was scrambling back, and everybody was just all over the place. Just quick hands to the corner. Ollie Lawrence, the guy who's been, I thought was tremendous the game, goes into the corner, knowing that he's probably won the game, cheering. And then Owen Farrell once again from the sideline, and this kick was the worst of the whole game. It didn't even go straight. It went like straight out to the side. Like literally, yeah, it was something that I would have done. I'd probably, yeah, again, the one before this, it was like a 40 meters straight down the center. It didn't even make the distance. It was, it was pretty horrendous kick for Owen Farrell. But yeah, luckily, Wales wasn't able to stage anything in the last few minutes after the try was scored. If Wales had scored a try, something would happen, but it was, you can see it. Like no one is doing anything in the Welsh team to create any sort of space for anybody. It was just, should have just taken the stride, guys, and you would have won the moral high ground. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of like what happened in this game. I don't know what else to say. Someone check on Owen Farrell to see if he's okay. I mean, maybe he's got a concussion or something. I don't know. Something's wrong with him. But thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow for something that I'm more excited to watch, to be honest. Scotland versus France in Paris. So see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Cheers.